Hi, I'm Mariana de la Cruz, and this is my monologue. Well, first of all, my first thoughts on the teacher and the class based on week one. Well, at first, I felt a little bit intimidated by the teacher because you told us like it was going to be like super hard and we had to choose very well our teams. So I thought like, oh my god, this is going to be hard or it's going to be intense. Um, Fortunately, I haven't felt that until now. So yeah, I think it's going well. um, on the class in general, my first thought was like, okay, well, I tend to, how to say it? I tend to doubt about myself and my English skills sometimes. So I felt a little bit insecure and intimidated too by that because I thought, oh my god, I'm going to talk like English with strangers in front of strangers. So I thought, oh my god, this is going to be like super intense. But then I thought like, well, if I'm studying mother languages, it's something that I'm going to do eventually at like when I go out in the world. So I thought like, okay, it's fine. And I thought this going to it could be like a great start to feel more relaxed and confident on talking with strangers and in public in English. So yeah, I think that that will be my first thoughts on the class and the teacher. Um, and on interpreting, I think, well, most of my life, I thought that interpreting was like mm, only transferring to the other language, the initial um, idea. But now that well, my first thought was that, like I'm going to be here, like interpreting what a person is saying to another one, from English to Spanish or Spanish to English, whatever. Um, so yeah, I thought that it will be a little bit hard because, as I said, I tend to uh, question, no, like to doubt on my skills, on my uh, how capable I am to do it. So I thought like, okay, I know English. I'm certain that I can do things with that. I can, like use my skills to make this happen, to make this interpretation. But at the same time, I felt insecure on doing it. For example, the first recording was very challenging for me, in a emotional way, I say, because nothing like a technical way or in a performance way. I think it was a little bit challenging, emotionally talking, because sorry that I'm making pauses. It's I feel like a little bit breathless because I'm sick. Um, so yeah, I thought that it will be challenging for me to do it, like the first recording, like the first interaction with strangers, to go out there and ask them any question and interpret whatever they were saying. So it was kind of hard in that way. And my first thought was like, I'm going to score zero or something because I was aware that I was talking like very low. That's something that you said to me in the retro. So I was aware that I was talking very, very low, but I thought like, okay, I feel safe talking in this like level. And so yeah. If this class has contributed to my understanding on what's interpreting, I will say yeah, because at the beginning, well, my whole life I thought that interpreting was just listening to the first idea and then transferring to the other person's language, which is that. But I was aware that there were like techniques and ways to do it, ways to adapt it, and that you have to maintain the initial idea and the initial intention of the first language. but I didn't know, like the names of the techniques, and that you can take notes, or that you can take time to process the information and then say it in the another language. I didn't know that that could be possible, because one time two interpreters um, came to give us like a conference, and they told us that no, it's just like talking at the same time with the person, that you have to do it in the moment. And well, that's a reality, but I didn't know like the dynamic of it, and that you can be free and take your own decisions on how to interpret, um, as long as you're maintaining the idea, or the emotion, or the like the whole dynamic of the initial message. So yeah, it has contributed to my understanding on what's interpreting. And additionally, I think that it has contributed to myself and myself esteem, I will say, regarding to English, because I feel a little bit insecure since high school about my English skills. Because, well, long short story, I had the opportunity to make like a certification during my high school days, and I thought that I was going to score, I don't know, C1 or C2, but I turned to score B1, I think. So I was very disappointed on my English skills, and I thought that I was very bad at it. Um, I also thought of not studying this career, but at the end I did it. Um, so yeah, I think that has contributed also in myself esteem, on being more confident on my um, skills on English, and that I am actually capable of doing it, making a good interpretation. And all the retro that you have given me, it's like very helpful for me, because I can realize my opportunities and how to change them, how to work them. For example, my um, voice level, and to increase it, or to make more eye contact, or etc. I think it has helped me a lot. Uh, if I see myself as an interpreter, and why? Well, at this point of my life, I wouldn't say that I see myself as an interpreter, because I really like more like the area of translating, with Trados Studio and stuff. But I wouldn't be close to it. I mean, I wouldn't. If someone gives me like the opportunity to go and interpret something, I will take the challenge, because it's life is about taking challenge, and to do something that you're maybe not considering doing, but at the end you do it, and it turns out to be very well, and you learn something, and you give yourself an opportunity. So yeah, challenge that need to be overcome during an interpretation. Maybe for me personally, the confidence, and work on it, and on my focus, like how to focus, like for a long period of time. I think that two things will be my biggest challenge during an interpretation: how to focus like completely on something, and how to feel confident on my skill, and my vocabulary, my grammar, and my way of expressing the idea. And I think I've been doing a great work in this class with all the recordings, but obviously it changes when you're doing it, like in real life with a real client and stuff. So yeah, I think that two challenges will be like very intense for me to overcome, because as I said, I tend to doubt on myself. So yeah, um, the relevance of interpreting nowadays, I think that it's very important to interpret and to visualize our career, because many people think that interpreting is the same thing as translating, like for starters, which is not. And the other thing is that, for example, Mark Zuckerberg has developed this intelligence that can interpret, but I don't think that's possible, because like the interaction between two persons and two humans can be, like, no puede ser igualada. I mean, it's something that I think, in my perspective, I think it's only possible between two human beings, because of the emotion, because of the tone of voice, because of the intention, because of the everything. I don't think that an IA can do that job. So yeah, I think that's very important to, like, to make people aware of how important our profession is and how helpful it is also, because people think that using the translation, or, well, the translator, the Google translator, for example, like, where's the bathroom, and like, where's the bathroom, like, that's very basic, but during a serious conversation or conference, or I don't know, like a medical thing, or I don't know, like a trial or something, a Google translation wouldn't work at all, I think. So yeah, I think it's very important to make people aware that we are important, that we are necessary, and that we need to be more seen and respected, because yeah, many people think, and I take it like a little bit disrespectful, that people think that by just knowing English you can do this work. Well, it's not possible in that way. You have to be prepared, you have to be like studied, you have to be, like, prepared on the topic, and have a good English level, not just B1, B2. I mean, you have to be very, very well prepared. And why I choose my team? Well, for my almost my entire career, I've been working with the same two girls, which is Natalia and Dayani, and they're very, very good students, and I have like this freedom to talk with them about anything, and we have like the freedom to say whatever it's on our mind, whether it's good or bad, or positive or negative. So maybe that made me think that I would feel very comfortable around them in this class specifically, because I've known them like for a very long time now, and talking English with them, it's something that makes me feel very comfortable. I'm safe, and my other three friends, Mateo, Shinji, and Damari, are very good students too, and they have very good English level. Even if Mateo tends to doubt on himself, I can understand him, and as I can understand him, I can help him too. So because I've been there too. So yeah, I think all my partners in this class are very um, responsible people that care about the note, care about learning something, and to apply that in real life. Um, so yeah, I choose that team because I'm comfortable around them. I feel safe around them. I feel like we work really, really well, because um, we have been working, for a long time now in all of the classes, all of the projects, and everything goes extremely well. So yeah, I will say that that's why I choose all of them. And yeah, I'm very grateful, because these classes helped me a lot to realize that I have the ability and the skills to actually make an interpretation, and to um, transmit a message like correctly and properly. Um, and I feel more confident on what I'm capable of doing. Um, and it's actually helping me to go out there and talk to strangers, even if I feel a little bit shy. I feel like I'm going to be very good at interpreting if I do it like in a long time because I like translating more. Um, but yeah, it has helped me a lot. So yeah, I think that will be it. Thank you for listening and good night.